Yeah, I had to fix the camera. It was too high too. I had to fix the camera. This brother wasn't even in the clip, man. Craziness out here. All right, let's go to Revelation 13 and 2.
All right, this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear.
Now that leopard is talking about Alexander. When you Google him, when you Google Alexander, leopard skin on his head, that's what you'll come up with. Okay? Let me see. If y'all can see him, Lord willing, y'all can see him. Y'all can Google image. Leopard skin of Alexander. Leopard skin on Alexander head. That's another one. See that? Okay. Alright.
Says, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, was like I skipped, and the feet were as a feet of bear.
Now the key is right here. This is why I wanted the brothers to go to Revelation 13th chapter. Okay? The key is right here, dealing with that bear. And that bear is a representation of Russia. And Russia is the one that's gonna end America, man. Russia is the one. That bear is gonna end America, man. The feet represent the end of something. And America is gonna be ended by them Russians. Now we're gonna look up the word bear there. Right?
G 714. Archeo, and it says to be possessed of unfailing strength.
So the Russians have got unfailing strength, man. Like I told you, man, the Russians ain't even yawned yet, man. The bear ain't even yawned yet, man. They ain't even using all their military hardware on Ukraine, man. America steady pumping military weapons in Ukraine. Steady pumping military hardware. The Russians ain't even used all their technology, man. They got unfailing strength, man. And the Most High, YAHAWASHI, got that bear set up like that, man. Okay? And like I told y'all, the Russians ain't even yawned yet, man. When he stand up on his 2 feet, and when that come to pass, then the Russians on their feet, and you're gonna see the full strength of that bear, man. It ain't gonna be no joking. Okay? Go ahead.
Says, in his mouth, to be strong, to, what was that, suffice, to be enough, to defend.
To defend, man. Them Russians are great defenders, man. That's why when you read Ezekiel 38, they gonna defend Iran, man. And other nations, man. That's why they was able to defend what? Syria. That's why they could. That's why America, with the proxy war that was going on in Syria, America couldn't take down Assad, man, because Russia was defending Assad, man, over there in Syria, man. He's still in power over there because the Russians are great defenders, man. They got a hell of a defense, man, to where America can't deal with them, man. And the Most High, YAHAWASHI, built them up like that, man. And there's nothing you American Edomites can do, man. You can talk, you can huff and puff all you want, but the Russians are serious and they are great defenders, man. Their bears are great defender, man. And they gonna get rid of the military that's in Ukraine, man. And the reason why America ain't showing you how the Russians get down, because the American media don't want you to be afraid. They want to give you people hope. They don't want to be put to shame. Because these devils over here are proud, man. But the Russians are putting America to shame over there, man. Because you got to remember, Ukrainian military was trained to NATO standards. So if Ukraine military was trained to NATO standards, the Ukrainian military is using NATO tactics and the Russians is running through them, man. You see? You people don't think about that, man. The Russians is running through them, man, because they're defenders, man. The Bears are great defender, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says ward off.
Ward off, man. Google ward off and finish the rest of it. There's some more on it.
To be satisfied, to be content.
Okay. Google ward off.
Ward off.
Here's the definition of ward off. Prevent someone or something from harming or affecting one.
Yeah, to prevent someone from harming or affecting someone. So the Russians are preventing America to accomplish what they want to accomplish, man. The Russians are making it hard on America, man. And the Most High YAHAWASHI got the Russians and the American Brotherhood ripped apart, man. You see? That's what it is, man. It's the plans of YAHAWASHI, man. You see? Go ahead, bro.
That was it on the definition.
All right.
So going back to Revelation chapter 13, verse 2, it says, "And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard."
That's Alexander. Go ahead.
"And his feet were as the feet of a bear."
That's the Russian. Go ahead.
"And his mouth as the mouth of a lion."
That's Great Britain. Go ahead.
"And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority."
Yeah. All right. So the reason why I wanted the brother to read that is because the focus in that particular verse was the bear. That's why I wanted him to read that. The focus in that particular verse was the bear, man. And that's the Russians, man. And the Russians are the feet of it, and they gonna end America rulership in the world, man. They gonna end the Edomite rulership in the world, man. You see? They are defenders, man. And the Most High YAHAWASHI gonna use them Russians, man. And there's nothing nobody can do to pray to the Most High to cause it to stop. See? And America is steady pumping weapons over there in the Ukraine, and them Russians are looking at them, man. And you can't forget that America, during the administration of Donald Trump, put to death Soleimani, that Iran general. You think they forgot about that? Nah, man. And they running around here talking about they need some oil from Iran and Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff America done done, man. In the earth, man. And you stupid Americans in la la land, man. Like I always say, man. People are stupid, man. You know? We telling you the Bible, but you don't believe it. You see? We telling you. Now let's go to Peter's. You finish what you were looking at, whatever we had?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna show you something else, and then I'm gonna be done with this guy, this veteran, which was a U.S. diplomat. Okay.
Says this is 2017 is going to be the year of offense, and Russia has to pay a heavier price.
Your fight is our fight.
Ваша боротьба – це наша боротьба.
2017 will be the year of offense.
Рік 2016 рік буде ріком нападу.
All of us will go back to Washington and we will push the case against Russia.
Ми всі повернемося до Вашингтону і ми будемо відстоювати санкції проти Росії.
Enough of a Russian aggression.
Досить вже російської агресії.
It is time for them to pay a heavier price.
Час вже, щоб вони заплатили важчу ціну.
I believe you will win. I am convinced you will win, and we will do everything we can to provide you with what you need to win.
Even fast forward to when Biden came in, Time magazine reported that
Now I'm
when
gonna
Zelensky
mention
shifted-
something. That was Lindsey Graham. When you look at the top, it say 2016, but he was saying 2017. But in 2017 and in around 2016-17, who was the president? Barack Obama. And who was vice president? Joe Biden. So this is Lindsey Graham and John McCain, when John McCain gave up the ghost. And they're in Ukraine and they talking. I'm gonna let y'all hear it again. I'm gonna let y'all hear it again. And they talking to the Ukrainian military concerning Russia. This was in 2016-17 when Obama was president and Joe Biden was vice president. Now, here it is, 2022, and Joe Biden is president. So they had this plan way back in 2016-17 about funding and getting military hardware to the Ukraine to go against Russia. But while you people in La La Land, the presidents change, but the agenda stay the same. You got the senators in the government, you got the senators in the Congress fucking around over there in Ukraine talking like this, while you people in America in La La Land. You see? This was in 2016-17 when this Lindsey Graham and John McCain, with John McCain out of here. He ain't even living no more. But that's the vibration that was going on when Barack Obama and Joe Biden was vice president. And now you got Joe Biden sleeping Joe's president today. See? See? See the games they play, man? And see the stuff they be doing behind the scenes? I just wanted to show y'all that, but I'm gonna let y'all see it again. I'm gonna let y'all see it again because I know Jake, man, we ain't see it good enough. I'm gonna let you see it.
Making peace with the rebels in the east, then he has no chance, because otherwise he'll have to submit to the far right inside Ukraine, who are very influential. And since then, I've seen no indication there has been any sort of support from Washington for making peace with Russia. Trump, of course, was impeached when he paused those weapon sales. There's that famous incident where Lindsey Graham and John McCain and Amy Klobuchar go to the front lines in late 2016 of the Ukrainian military's fight against the rebels in the Donbass. And Lindsey Graham says this is 2017 is going to be the year of offense, and Russia has to pay a heavier price.
Your fight is our fight.
Ваша боротьба – це наша боротьба.
2017 will be the year of offense.
Рік 2016 рік буде ріком нападу.
All of us will go back to Washington and we will push the case against Russia.
Ми всі повернемося до Вашингтону і ми будемо відстоювати санкції проти Росії.
Enough of a Russian aggression.
Досить вже російської агресії.
It is time for them to pay a heavier price.
Час вже, щоб вони заплатили важчу ціну.
I believe you will win. I am convinced you will win, and we will do everything we can to provide you with what you need to win.
Even fast forward to when Biden came in, Time magazine reported that when Zelensky shut down the three leading opposition TV networks in Ukraine, that was conceived as a welcome gift to the Biden administration, to fit with the Biden administration's agenda. So what's your sense of all that? The agency that Zelensky actually has and the extent of U.S. influence over his decisions?
Zelensky was elected by a landslide, not because of anything except he wasn't all the other candidates. His political capital very quickly evaporated, and he really had no power to make decisions. Whether there were other people behind him making decisions or that he mouthed, or whether he was taking instructions from the Biden administration or the Trump administration or whoever is unclear. But what is clear to me is that Mr. Zelensky's heroic performance as the leader of wartime Ukraine has gained him enormous political capital. He has the ability now to make a compromise. It will not be easy. As you indicated, there are elements in the coalition that supports him who are very right-wing and anti-Russian.
It's time to come ride by her, man.
Aspect of this.
I don't know why I stopped it, but that's enough. That's safe. That's enough. That's what I wanted y'all to hear, man. But showing y'all that Lindsey Graham and John McCain was all over there predicting what they was going to do for the Ukrainians as far as giving them weapons. And they was going to go back to Washington and push that, man. And here it is. That was around the end of 2016-17, right? And like I said, Barack Obama was president and Joe Biden was vice president. Now Joe Biden is president. And where he at? Over there in Ukraine, giving them weapons.
We start today with the United States hosting a summit with its allies to discuss a new and longer-term goal to defeat Russia. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin welcomed the participations from over 40 other countries for emergency talks in a US airbase in Germany. This crucial meeting has been scheduled after the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov warned of a real risk of a new world war. It's been dubbed as the Ukraine Defense Consultative Group, and the US has vowed to move heaven and earth to help Ukraine win its battle against Russia.
Sir, it's an honor to have you here. And it is an extraordinary gathering with more than 40 countries represented here today. And we're here to help Ukraine win the fight against Russia's unjust invasion and to build up Ukraine's defenses for tomorrow's challenges. Now that visit only underscored my sense of urgency, an urgency that I know that we all share. So I'd like this whole group today to lead with a common and transparent understanding of Ukraine's near-term security requirements, because we're going to keep moving heaven and earth so that we can meet it.
America's long long-term goal is not just to win the war, but to defeat Russia so decisively that it will be deterred from launching such an attack ever again, as conveyed by the US Defense Secretary after his trip to Kiev. The US is already the biggest supplier of military aid to Ukraine.
See that? But what did we read in Proverbs 20 and 24? Matter of fact, get it, bro. Proverbs 20 and 24.
This is Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of YAHAWAH SHAM YAHAWASHI. How can a man then understand his own way?
Hey, they're the ultimate puppet masters, man. Read 20, read Job 23 and 15. Job 23 and 15. They're the ultimate puppet masters, man. You see?
This is Job chapter 23, verse 15. It says, therefore am I troubled at his presence. When I consider, I am afraid of him.
So, when we consider these things, when it comes to YAHAWAH SHAM, that's why we're afraid, man. Like we was telling you earlier, man, that's why we fear YAHAWAH SHAM, because we know he the ultimate puppet master, man. He'll have these people doing any and everything, man. He'll have these people walking up the street doing flip, butt naked, man. You see? He'll have these people walking up the street with their hair in rainbow colors, man. He'll have these people yelling at the trees, man. Cussing the trees out, man. The Most High, the ultimate puppet master. And what is he doing with this world? He looking at it and saying, all these people wicked, I'm finna set it up for the ultimate judgment, which is fire. You see? And that's why we fear. Give me Peter's. Peter's. Yep. Start at 5.
All right, this is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of that by the word of the Most High, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished.
So the Most High allowed a great judgment to happen during the flood. It perished. Go ahead.
Verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Concerns Russia could launch a nuclear attack within months. Russian officials have confirmed it plans to deploy its newly tested intercontinental ballistic missiles capable of reaching the United States by its autumn. It comes as top American officials visit Ukraine for the first time since war broke out. Joining me now, Sunrise Foreign Editor Dr. Keith Suter. Keith Suter, how serious is this threat of Russia launching a nuclear attack? This is taking us back to the Cold War, the Cuban Missile Crisis, isn't it?
That's right. So Mr. Putin is taking us back to an earlier era of warfare. We all thought that we were moving out of the nuclear weapon era. Clearly that's not the case. He's already had an impact with his nuclear weapons because, for example, NATO countries do not want to have a head-on collision with him because they are worried about the existing nuclear weapons, let alone the new ones. So Putin having nuclear weapons has certainly had an impact on the war in Ukraine because of his threat to use them.
Tell us about this newly tested missile. What kind of capabilities does it have?
Well, it means that it's able to travel extremely long distances, as we've just noticed, that would go from Russia into the United States. They've already got a lot of existing weapons. They've got more weapons, in fact, than the Americans. So this is just further ornamentation as a way of trying to scare off people. But the Russia is already in a position to destroy the world several times over. Nuclear weapons are just going to make the rubble bounce a bit higher.
Okay, just explain their nuclear capability for us. Obviously, you know, we've been through Saddam Hussein, weapons of mass destruction that were that basically was a fake. He was talking bigger than he really could deliver. Russia can deliver on this threat.
This is completely different. Iraq never really had any nuclear weapons at all. So 90%, 95% of the world's nuclear weapons are held by the Americans and by the Russians. So this is a very serious nuclear confrontation, just given the total number of weapons which they've got. What Ukraine has done is to put nuclear weapons back onto the political agenda. They've always been there. It's just that we've been neglecting them, thinking that nuclear era is over. What we're now learning is we've still got to get back to the central issue of how do we achieve general and complete nuclear disarmament.
Okay, this threat has been brought about because of the issues in Ukraine. American Secretary of State Antony Blinken, their Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, have visited Ukraine for the first time since the war broke out. Why has it taken them so long to get there, and will their visit inflame things with the Russians?
Oh, it's certainly going to inflame them. What is fascinating is that it's taken them a long time to get there because it's a country at war. You don't send your cabinet ministers to countries at war and risk their lives. What is interesting is Ukraine has actually, for the first time, advertised the arrival of VIPs. Traditionally, like Boris Johnson visiting Ukraine, you get pictures after he's been. But here they've actually announced ahead of schedule that they're going, almost defying the Russians, saying we're bringing in our allies and you can't deter us.
It's a high-stakes game. How worried should we be, Keith?
Very worried. It's going to continue to get worse and worse, and there's no clear end in sight.
Okay, keep us up to date. Dr. Keith Suter, thanks for joining us.
So with that, we're going to face the east. I'd like to give all praises to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle GMS, who ruled well. Salute you, brothers, just pushing this word and truth to serious strength and power, YAHAWASHI. And shalom to you, brothers and sisters, growing in trust in the spirit and power, YAHAWASHI. Shalom to you too. So with that, Mawafla Babylon.
Mawafla Babylon.
Mawafla Babylon.
Mawafla Babylon.
Mawafla 2/3, Shalom, stay strong, search the scriptures, and pray for deliverance.